nature is very important to our lives and our health, our well-being. We're a part of it. Humans are a part of nature. We're a part of what's going on around here. We are life forms that live and die and have an experience here. And so we're connected to everything. And a lot of times humans get the impression that we're somehow above everything else on what it is, I guess you could call the food chain or the hierarchy, because we think that, okay, we can make these phones, we can develop sites like YouTube where people can search, we can pave cement roads, build cars, make TVs. And so we have this impression of intelligence or knowledge or superiority, but when you really look at it, there's more going on than our perception of that. It's kind of like how like the fish swims or the bird flies. To each species, that's the intelligent thing because that's what it knows, right? That's like its advantage, so to speak, in the world. So humans, the same thing. We attach certain things as our advantages or what we think are our advantages, and sometimes that disconnects us from what's going on. So like right now, just selling this tie dye for this nonprofit that I work for. Being out here, this is my favorite sales spot in the city at Children's Pool in La Jolla, San Diego. Um, Part of doing this job, yeah, like it's cool to make sales. I got to pay bills and stuff like that, but it's not even the money. It's just being outside in nature at the water, which is very therapeutic. Right now, I'm watching the seals back here for their pupping season here in La Jolla. The seals at Children's Pool, they shut down the beach right here from December 15th to May 15th for their pupping season. And so sometimes you'll see the live births, and then they open the beach back up May 15th through the next December 15th for people to go on the beach right here. But it's really amazing just to be outside and to be in the sun. I mean, this is the beginning of March, and I'm in sunny San Diego. It's short sleeve weather. It feels like summer weather. I just kind of want to jump in the water right now. It's awesome. That's a huge part of life that a lot of people miss because we go through schooling with like grade school, middle school, junior high, high school, college, and so on, and then we're like racing to get these jobs and compete in an economy with our classmates and our peers and other people in the world. And so sometimes people get on this track of thinking um, like this step first and then this step and this step, like an ABC kind of cookie cutter pattern that somebody else laid out for them, and then they go to that job that pays those benefits, but they're inside artificial light. There's a lot that's like taken out of the soul by doing that, and there's like a spirituality to just nature and us being a part of nature. Like, especially now with the year that we had last year, and everyone wants to talk about health and like the best course of action to take, but it's like a big part of health is being outside and breathing fresh air and the sunshine and just getting water and like healthy food, not processed food that you could buy at certain stores. Healthy organic food, nourishing food, nutrients, vitamins, um, positive vibes, just good people, good energy to be around, people that motivate you. Stuff that we don't really talk about in terms of health, but is very necessary to know. Whenever we think about health or like uh, succeeding in life, like I laid out before, people think it's the go to school and get good grades. And once you go to school and get good grades, then you're going to go to high school. And then you're going to get good grades in high school to prepare for college. You're going to get good grades in college to prepare for your job. Oh, and get a job with good benefits. You want good benefits and a company that you can work up, and a good vacation plan and a good hourly rate. But it's like all those things, like vacation plan. Um, it's like looking at life backwards, but you think you're looking at it forwards. Like, wow, this job gives me 4 weeks paid vacation. Well, okay. Do you like the other 48 weeks of the year? If you hate what you do the other 48 weeks of the year, what's 4 weeks paid vacation? What if you just liked your job, then that's already vacation, right? But people don't think about it like that because we're so boxed into what we think health is, what we think progress is. Like I said, the degree, the the job that you can go and be proud of. Oh, you're wearing a suit, you're somebody, a suit and tie. Maybe your parents proud, your peers. You got this white picket fence house and this mortgage, and you're married, and like the checklist of things. But then now in a year like this, everybody talks about like, oh, quick, like get the vaccine. And I don't want to go into anything like that on this video, but some people, there'll be like the person drinking Coca-Cola all the time, candy, junk food, fast food, not even understanding the obesity rate in the United States and how that's increased over the last few decades, and how we're actually one of the unhealthiest nations in the world. And a big part of health, it starts from day one, from when you were born. Like just eating healthy food, teaching kids to eat healthy food, to be healthy people, to help their neighbor when they can. Things that are really fundamental to health, that isn't just like a pill, something that you can just take from a pharmaceutical. So I don't want to get too heavy into that, but I'm just saying, more on the subject of this video with nature. This is just huge, to be outside with birds and seals and fish and air, grass, sunshine. Like, I could be going through whatever in life at this moment, but at least I could come outside in San Diego in winter and it's beach weather, and I can jump in the water and it's nice, and so it takes the edge off of things. Whereas a different part of the country, like Texas right now, or traditionally colder parts of the country in the north and the northeast, if you gotta like shovel snow off the driveway and it's below zero, that's just another thing in life. So take two individuals, say you just took a copy of someone right now and placed that same person with that same circumstance. It's different to deal with that circumstance in Maine than it is in San Diego, California. And so nature is just huge to overall health, because we're a part of it, right? Like we're a part of everything that happens here. How's it going? Yeah, I got kids hoodies and adult hoodies right here.
Can I see a kid hoodie?
Yeah, the kids hoodies in the.
I don't want to touch it.
No, go for it. Light.
Oh, I don't want to touch it. I'm eating it.
Oh, you're eating the.
So
Oh, for sure.
So I can see it.
Yeah, the light blue.
That's nice.
Yeah, and then dark blue and rainbow for the kids pullovers, for sure. But yeah, we're a part of nature, so like things live and they die. So we think of like a plant that lives and dies, and then, oh well, the plant's dead, I can at least use the remains to put it back into the soil and make some nutrient-rich soil to grow some other stuff. Or like an animal dies and the nutrients go into the soil. Or but like we're a part of that. We live and we die. We occupy these physical bodies for the time being, and we're a part of everything. We're not separate from things just because we can grab a phone and upload a YouTube video. And that's one thing that's kind of desensitized, my generation specifically. I'm 26, but like young people that have grown up with it, but also older people too, because just everyone's affected by that in society. The phones, the social media, the TVs, the electronics, just the stuff that isn't nature, the stuff that isn't planting seeds in the ground, having healthy organic fruits and vegetables, fresh air, a sense of community to where we're all having somewhere to sleep, somewhere to live, eating healthy food that's not processed, that's not messed with, that's not tampered with, where we don't have like a bunch of obese people walking around that just don't even understand the unhealthy habits of the country. And that's one of those things too. It's like healthy habits, like I said, it starts from being a baby. And so I remember being a kid, and once in a while I'd have fast food. I was never big into fast food, and I don't really touch it now. I personally choose to do vegan diet, and sometimes here and there I'll slip up on that. I've only been doing vegan for the last little bit of my life, but those are things that just they come up with age and just your own personal choice. So like a kid growing up in a society where he sees a billboard where it's like Carl's Jr. or something, and there's like this huge burger, and they hire this model to go to the beach, and she just like in a bikini on the beach and like eating the burger, and like the sauce is dripping, and so it's like, of course the kid's gonna want Carl's Jr. So like a part of these patterns Like, people don't even know that it's unhealthy because it's marketing. It's just like it's easy to like make it look healthy or make it look good, or like, oh, like, look at the girl you could get, or look, she likes that burger, like you should be eating that burger. And it's not like it to say like if you're gonna have one Carl's Jr. burger, like your entire health is messed up. But I mean, if you just ate Carl's Jr. or whatever fast food every day versus salads, fruits, and vegetables, I mean, you'll see the difference. You don't need to be a scientist or a nutritionist or a doctor to know how your body feels. Just eat something processed versus healthy fruits and vegetables, and just feel yourself intuitively how your stomach feels, how your mind feels, your energy, what you're willing to go do. Um, I mean, you can tell your intuition's strong. You have a sense of what's healthy and what's not healthy. But like I was saying, that can get clouded and diluted when you have other forces. So like the kid that when he's a kid, the parents put something on the plate and he's just gonna eat it because what else is he gonna do? He's just a kid that needs to survive. He's just gonna go off of what the parents are doing, and then he sees the billboard with the Carl's Jr. and the model holding the burger on the beach, and then like the friends are eating fast food. So it's like, oh, that's just convenient. It takes 2-3 minutes through a drive-through. I'm just gonna go there myself. It tastes good, and so then we have like a third obesity in America, and one of the unhealthiest places in the world, if not the unhealthiest, when you really look at it, all things considered. But when you're caught up in that, like when you're in the mix, it's hard to see that because you're like involved in it, right? So it's like same thing with being involved in any group of people. Sometimes like you're in the trials and tribulations of life, going through it with your family and your friends, and the high school that you go to, the college you go to, the workplace that you're currently at. When you're in the middle of it, sometimes it's harder to see things. So maybe years go by and you're able to look back or get out of that situation to really reflect on certain lessons and certain things that you notice later that you might not have noticed while being within it. So that's what I'm saying with these forces that kind of take the nature out of us. From an early age, like I said, it's that your parents say this, then the school says this. You're being like directed to do all these things: society, media, social media, government, and so you have your intuition kind of being blocked on a lot of things. And so all these forces are telling you to do different things, eat different things. This is the truth. This is not the truth. And so it kind of gets into your mind about what to believe and what's real. So like if you grew up in a society, say a different country, where they're like living in villages and they live very meager and they grow their own food and everybody's eating locally grown plants, vegetables, fruits that they grew. They know the soil, they know what they planted there. It's not processed, it's not genetically modified. You're going to notice in general like a thinner, healthier population than the population of people eating Burger King and McDonald's and taking pills because a doctor said so. And like I said, I don't want to get too deep into that. Everyone's going to have their opinion on that, especially with the times now. I don't want to get too political or too controversial on that issue. I'm just saying nature in itself is very pivotal because we are a part of it. Just being out here with water, trees, forest, grass, just where we came from and where we're meant to ultimately be to be healthy.